hits and crits. This video is brought to you by Asmodee.
Welcome back.
Hi there. So this week we are back once again with another game. This time it's lower bracket finals. So yeah, basically just last two players with one loss facing against each other, with winner going up to the big top three players, and having a chance to advance into grand finals. So yeah, we are approaching an end of the preseason finals, and yeah, I hope we'll get some interesting game today.
Yep. I think we are gonna have an interesting game today, because if we have a look at the lists now, we're seeing a Lannister, High Sparrow, without crossbows against a Martell.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, we were just talking with you on like a few minutes before because we didn't know what Lannisters are picking, and we assumed it would be Tyrion. And to both our surprises, it's not Tyrion, it's High Sparrow. So yeah, we'll see how it works. For sure, not what we would pick, but yeah, maybe we'll be proven wrong.
Yeah. And why are we saying that we're surprised that the Tyrion pick doesn't come in? I think like there's a lot of reasons actually. Firstly being, I think this is quite well known nowadays that the Martell often they struggle into ranged matchups, right? With cards like Dune Tactics only working against melee attacks, and even Rising Temps. Normally a great card against melee units because you play a lot of tactics cards on them, and you're gonna have a hard time getting engaged, targeting them with swords to get it off, while ranged units kind of just sit there and shoot you.
Yep.
But also the Royal Guard, they are a unit that's oftentimes weak if you manage to disable their shield wall. And the Tyrion list has a turncoat in it, which is perfectly counters the shield wall.
Yeah, indeed.
But I guess we shouldn't just talk about what's not in the Lannister list. We should also talk about what's in it, right?
Yeah. I mean, what might have been deciding factor here is that Oberyn list has double cavalry, and while crossbows are good against things like Royal Guard and in general against Martells, the cav helps you leverage that. So that might have impacted this decision. So yeah, it will be for sure interesting to see how it turns out against this. I think it's quite uncommon to see High Sparrow list. I'm not sure if like this is something I would expect to see, but I will also admit that I don't have much experience with High Sparrow in general. So yeah, I'm just waiting to be surprised today with how it works.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like the list has
thing to look out for in this matchup is really the Oberyn poison, right?
Yeah.
As always, like Oberyn kind of lives and dies by what unit he can poison, and I think this Flademan unit here with a Fortune Seeker with Dauntless and the Mercy of the Mother to restore wounds, this unit can usually really grind a lot, restoring wounds all the time. Obviously the Oberyn poison prevents that, so I guess Lannister will have to watch out to not get his Flademan poisoned, right?
Yep. But Lannister have some tools to play around that, namely with Tywin and Red Cloaks, ranged, zaps. So
Yeah. Yes.
you don't need to get engaged that often, or you maybe can hope that Oberyn doesn't stay long engaged and you just finish them off. So, yeah. But like in general, I think Lannisters are favored in Lannisters versus Martell matchup. Because like Martells don't really like their panic shenanigans, or like even though they have unbowed, unbent, broken, the card that allows them to automatically pass panic test, they still don't have that good base morale. And Lannister control tools can often just shut you down before you can do what you want. So it will be for sure interesting to see. What do you think, chat? Who do you think is gonna win this game? Is it Lannisters or Martells? Yeah. Do you have any more points to mention here? It's here we stand. What do you think High Sparrow approach would be here?
The High Sparrow approach will probably just to avoid the Royal Guard and Oberyn, right? As best as they can. And try to dance around with the Red Cloaks.
Yeah, and possibly with Flateman and Tywin, you can maybe hope to delete a unit before it can hit back, and then you can try to leverage the advantage you get with that. So Tywin bomb one unit, shut off the other.
And I think this is quite, with Flateman especially, this is quite dicey. I think you need to really leverage your Red Cloaks before making the decisive move. And I feel like against this Martell list, the Tywin can also be a great defensive resource. Either disabling the counter charge from Knights or disabling the Oberyn poison from the Royal Guard.
Indeed.
Interestingly enough, even though the Lannister has no ranged units, the Red Cloaks can actually be just inside long range of the bowman, but still be out of shooting range, even with a shift. So if the Lannister Yorbo player manages to set that up, I think that would be quite
that would be for sure interesting. Yeah, and we do have Skyridge Bowman here, which are quite new unit for in Martell roster. So I think it will be interesting to see how it impacts the gameplay and what value we see Robert get out of it.
Will we see the outflank?
Yeah, that's a good question. What do you think, Chad? Would you outflank Bowman in this matchup? I know you are in favor, you Leon are in favor of outflanking.
I think I'm in favor of it if you're trying to have a fun game, but I'm not sure we're going just for the fun this time around. We're trying to win. We're being serious here.
And we do also see Tyen, which has been changed in the latest patch. So
yeah, the double poisons.
Indeed, the poison, infamous poison duo. Yeah, but I mean, Tyens still can be annoying to play against, especially with like. Lannisters have some. Obviously pointing out a relatively early Tywin, so he can take the poison zone. But on the other hand, this is here we stand. You don't really want to lose your 6-point NCU. I mean, wait, when does NCU die now? Around 5? Do you remember?
I think it was at the beginning of round 5, yes.
Okay, but it might impact some. Like Tywin is a really strong tool late game. I mean, last activation shouldn't. I mean,
last activation doesn't matter that much in this game. I think.
I mean, you
with
still
zero.
need to ensure that you have
Because
a board
then
space for
you're
it.
placing two NCUs on the board, I guess.
Yeah, it depends if you can see it. If you like, if you can afford to do it. Sometimes like you would much rather just claim two boards, or if you need to score, then that's totally feasible solution. I think you can also just use Cersei tokens quite early and then claim a tie-in poison zone with it. Here we stand is a game mode today. So this is the one game mode when you might need 6-point NCU alive.
Yeah. And I think I'll switch to the game now. They're already deploying their
Yes.
units. And we can see
Good.
Yorbo at the top deploying on the line. That's quite interesting. Normally people don't deploy this far up to not get shot immediately.
He knows no fear. And as Obiscus points out, tie-in is also more useful for Here We Stand, and that's right. In general, it's nice to have at least 1 5-point or maybe more cost NCU.
Yeah, that's because they can hold the zones by themselves.
So thank you for joining, Obiscus, and we hope to have you back soon. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Oh, wait, we have Lannisters deploying on the line. That's really interesting. It's not something you would expect in this game mode. Usually the one with long-range units deploys on the line, if anyone does it. I mean, but here we see no outflank. Yeah, I'll tell the players that we are ready to go. So yeah, and in the meantime we can discuss the deployment. Yeah.
I think they were
so
still struggling with the chess clock. I'm not sure if I have to hop in and tell them how to do it. Or
Oh, yeah, we would rather not. I'll just ask them.
I hear some noises coming from TTS, but I can't tell what it is.
I think you can hear me chatting with them.
Oh yeah.
It's 1 hour 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but they are aware of it. They are setting it up. Yeah.
All right. Nice.
So yeah, we can see no outflank from Bowman. Oh yeah. Wait, that's a bit too much time. We don't want to spend 5 hours here. But
At least
I can say that would be longest game of Song I've seen. I think some could go longer.
It wouldn't. I can't say it would be the longest game I've ever played of Song.
Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah, I was recently introducing a friend to the game
God.
who likes to overthink.
Was it over TTS?
Yeah, he likes to overthink a lot, and so I think we spent 6 hours. Was it then?
I hope they enjoyed the game at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning both
it really is
and being a new player to the game at the same time is quite the risky combo.
Okay. Right. So in general, regarding deployment, we see Yorbo claiming the top left quadrant and kinda ignoring the top right, while Robert goes for a bit more spread out deployment. Interestingly, no outflank from Bowman, which I'm not sure. In general, I think outflank from them would be nice here to outflank them into top right corner maybe, but it's to consider. Maybe that's not a good call.
Right. Interestingly, we already see an intercept orders on the red cloak with a maneuver zone. Just really trying to shut out and not get zapped early.
Yeah, this is a really early call. But yeah,
I'm
let's not.
interested if you kind of have to block the crowns, right, to stop the Preston
Yes.
Greenfield.
Yes. Because yeah, those are red close with rare pick Preston Greenfield, which can advance, maneuver, or march of the crown. Okay, and we see Robert going for it.
And
Damn, this is really dynamic game.
But Gregor's easily passes that. We haven't. What we haven't talked about is what zone you want to poison with Tayin yet, right? Would you just go for the classic swords, or maybe even the horse, to limit the red cloaks?
Yeah, because usually you just poison the sword, as Martell wants to claim them a lot. But here, I'm not sure if that's that good of a call. I think horse do sound better with how we can assume Lannisters will try to abuse the red claws.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if like Lannister plays wants to just charge in straight away. So I think we might not see aggressive swords play for some time here. I don't know. Yeah. What would you poison here?
I'm honestly not sure. I think like taking the swords still might just be the best thing. Like at least when I play the game against her, I most of the time I don't really care about other zones that get poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then again, Yorbo might not care that much about the swords.
Yeah, so it would be for sure easier against Tyrion, I think, because crossbows really want to claim swords more often. Here it's hard to tell, honestly. I can't really see. Yeah. So yeah, I think so far, aside from intercept orders, we don't see really much unusual plays. It's just both players are waiting around for each other. Who went first? Yeah, Robert went first, so Yorbo has. Yeah. So he'll just probably go with the standard march red cloaks and then try to proc some panic tests top of the round with red cloaks. In this case, maybe you really want to poison horses.
Yeah, I'm starting to like the poison on horses. Yeah. You could even, because you used the intercept orders and prevented him from using Preston Greenfield, right? You could even move your knights a bit further back and then poison horses. So
yes, I mean, but then they just use crown for that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
so we have cunning ploy.
Yeah. From whom is it? Those are knights activating.
Knights activated to cunning ploy to threaten a shot with the archers. But
that's interesting choice, I would say.
Like I feel like the biggest power from the bowmen come from their desert marksman ability, right? The attacking unactivated targets. And
indeed,
Yorbo might just say, okay, if you shoot my High Sparrow unit, I will probably not take that much damage, which I can probably heal back.
Sir,
with the
could you move the card a bit, because now it's but I think he might be able to threaten both units here, like both High Sparrow and Flademan.
Yes.
So, and this way,
I think the Flademen care even less, and
yes,
the Flademen, they have the Fortune Seeker, right? So if you shoot the Flademan, you might just risk
Oh yeah,
dealing not a
doing
lot of
less
wounds.
damage.
And
Oh, that really is Fortune Seeker. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I just assumed it's Glory Seeker. Okay, that's also interesting choice for this list. Damn, this is really not your standard Lannister list, I feel. Big props to Yorbo for building, something like that. You already took me off by surprise. So
And the Red Cloaks are now marching up really far.
yep, and this is why I was surprised to see cunning ploy being used off of knights, because knights will just now, are stranded there with Yorbo going first next round. Heck,
Yeah.
if he wanted,
And you
I
don't
think
even really want to shoot with the bowman, right? Because then the flamen could charge as their last activation.
indeed. Maybe you can do it on. I mean, no, even you don't want to do it because you won't have chance to counteract with to act with Oberyn
Yeah.
as a response. Yeah, you can remove the Fortune Seeker now. I think we've seen enough.
Sorry.
Okay, so we see swords being left open, and Yorbo will get his free shot off of that, I assume.
But shooting whom? Flademan?
Yeah.
Then I'm already... Yeah.
And yeah, area onto swords, classic. Interesting that we didn't see a block happening here. Like, you would rather just not take damage than have to take bugs to heal it up. And we have weaken onto Gregor. So interesting. And yeah, he's shooting Flademan. So, okay, they are moral 5, considering that they don't have Glory Seeker. Not 5, 6. So, yeah. A lot comes down to if they fail the panic test.
Ooh, this is dreadful.
But
Not
what you want to see.
I mean, even taking 5 wounds, if they pass their panic test now, it's 4 wounds. And then from the bags, you're taking
Like,
only 1 wound. Really.
Yes, but I'm not sure if you want to take that risk at all. Like, they might do more. Like, I don't think there is a lot of harm in blocking swords.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the extra from Ilaria is
yeah, painful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say painful, but it's annoying.
Yes. Okay.
On the other hand,
Annoying
now
to say
you could just grab a Hear Me Roar and a subjugation with Cersei, and
oh right,
start your plan of using her tokens as fast as possible, and then
did we see it being used, or does she still have 2 tokens on her?
No, she still has 2 tokens.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Robert not opting for a charge block instead of shooting again.
Nice. I really like this move. I think often what would happen here is just after first shot you go for another because why not?
Interestingly, he doesn't block his front entirely.
I think he wants to.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. He's just measuring to have not used too much space for that.
This seems like a block.
Yep.
That is nice.
And this way, I mean, you could still charge Oberyn with Freedman, but I don't think it's... Yeah, Bowman would be a way better target for that, obviously. And you still have Gregor activation, so I assume
Yeah, you
we might
just
see...
pick him up, block him between those.
Oh, I thought about just moving a bit to the back. So this way, the Freedman charge is not that easy, you could say. Even just adding one or on 2 more inches is like, you know, just straight up -1 or -2 from to charge.
Are we interested in this charge here? I think
Oh,
it's not like what's the worst that could happen, really?
I mean, if you fail this charge now,
It looks to be
like,
a 4 or 5 plus.
yeah, it's just what do you do next round?
Yeah, you have
Even
to
if
activate
Oberyn cannot
fast
see you.
first. You think so?
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Or maybe just take swords and pull, not swords, horses and pull back, but then you can still be charged by.
By the knights, yeah. Maybe just be stoic, grab the letters and weaken the knights.
Yeah, I mean, then there is also a question of what Oberyn does. Because if you do this charge now, then I assume Oberyn will be moved in a way that he can see the Gregor. But now
Yes.
this is really nice angle, because now Oberyn won't see you. Just if you roll anything, Oberyn won't see you. And Martell player doesn't have any way to move before activating Oberyn. So you
Yeah.
abuse this angle a bit. Like I have a bit of a feeling that your boy is overextending a bit. He's like really aggressively pushing on this side. And like if you fail this and one more charge, you might end up in bad situation. I'm not sure. But it's just you can see his aggressive mindset from
Yeah.
what he's measuring at this moment.
He's contemplating. And I think
Yeah,
he's taking out the dice.
Okay. What is it, 4 up?
5.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's definitely it.
Nice.
That's just...
Yeah, so what's also interesting in this matchup is that you played with both of those players, and now after you lost with Alvin, you'll be playing after the first
Oh no! That was a brutal weekend tone.
Yeah. Phone.
Oh, whoa.
That's
I think
really
that's
painful.
already...
That's one too many wounds, right?
No, he has intimidation and Joffrey, right? So 8 wounds in total.
Oh, there's a free on them. Okay. Oh god, now you can just open with swords and kill knights.
This is awful.
Yeah, it does. But it does clean up a bit. Like, that's obvious that you just go for swords, I think.
I mean, I feel like these guys could die to Tywin anyways, you know?
Yeah.
Because you want to
Oh.
use the Tywin now, right? Because Oberyn will otherwise...
I mean, not now, start around.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Oh. This is really interesting course of action. The mountain that was moved by horses after intercept order is now almost one of the unit. Like 8 wounds in little less.
Rising temperatures on the Flademan.
Yep.
But you don't really care about that one, right?
Yeah. Probably not much. I mean, it gets annoying after a moment. But the question is, what do you do with Flademan in general now? Like, your only possible target is...
But let's be real here. The Flademen, they can just sit in the center here if they don't get shot by the bowman. then they're fine just holding down one of the quadrants, right?
Yeah. And yeah, if you move them aggressively now, you just risk getting another, opening another front for Martyrs. Or you can do that. Damn. I feel like you will get a bit stuck if you go this way.
Yeah, but the
Like
Martell
you-
player is also kind of stuck. Their bowmen are like really out of position, and now if Martell blocks the swords, I think you can see a Joffrey on the horses, right? And then the bowmen won't shoot again this round.
Indeed.
Next round. So I kind of actually like this maneuver with the Flademan. But what he's doing now is also like completely fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
I also don't think
engagement is already such a big advantage. You don't need to
Yeah.
do anything more.
I mean, to kill them now, you are basically hoping that they fail another panic test. Okay, and we see end of round 1. Okay.
So what saves a
Interest-
Martell player now? Sand diplomacy as well?
Yeah, but they still die to Tywin. So I'm not really sure. Probably Oberyn charge into Gregor to at least even out the casualties would help for sure. But we are still trading 8-point lance cavalry for a solo Gregor.
So poison on the bags. This is something I think I really don't like.
Yeah, it feels like the zone will be least utilized by Lannisters. So I mean, it does feel like it's just your boss game at this point. Just came in, dealt 8 wounds to Nice. That's whatever he wants.
In my opinion, you pop Tywin right now, and then that kills the knights probably, right? Disable the ability of Oberyn.
Yep.
And
then you
you take the horse. Yeah, and he's doing exactly that.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Rhoynish Vengeance coming out as well. I mean, okay, I guess. You might trade off Gregor then, but
yeah.
That's
and we see Tywin being used, I assume.
Yeah.
Can you move the Vengeance? Weird, yeah.
So panic. And I think the knights die from that actually.
Yeah.
Just from the panic test.
Oh
my god.
Oh.
That is really brutal.
Really
That's because the Rhoynish Vengeance isn't resolved yet. So you don't even get the token.
That's true. Oh god. That's really not great for Martell player. Yeah. I mean, the Vengeance would be nice to have to have it on, but you don't even get that. I assume he's onto. Oh no, he's onto Oberyn.
Yep. Interesting. He probably thinks that.
And shut off his abilities.
The bowmen aren't in the game. So, I mean, he's.
Yeah.
So now that the mountain is free, you will probably
I
just
think
take the horse,
the
right?
play
Like
here
you
is
must take the horse.
Yeah. Take horse, go away from line of sight of Oberyn, and you are chilling.
Yeah. And then you can probably kind of, like this game mode then becomes really hard for the player with fewer units remaining, because Yorbo can also threaten to just win on the objectives, right? So Robert needs to move into his opponent while at the same time being down in activations. So getting tempo plays is pretty difficult.
Yeah, like if the easiest way for you to attack is by killing Gregor, now it's even hard for you to kill Gregor because you cannot just wait for him to activate.
Yep.
If you try to turn around, he'll just activate and go away. So yeah, this is really rough for Robert.
Drawing more cards. What's he fetching for? I think another cunning ploy might be nice. So you can turn around the Royal Guard without activating them.
And
yeah, Greenfield again. But yeah, I mean, there's none of his options were any good, really.
So Obiscus, what happened is Gregor made a 5-up charge round 1 into Starfall Knights, did 8 wounds because they failed the panic.
No, you forgot the most important part. He rolled 2 hits, but then got a weaken token spent on him, and rolled 2 6s from that.
Yeah. So 4 wounds from attack, then 3 more wounds, I think. 4 more wounds from panic because of Joffrey and intimidating presence, and then they just died to towing panic top of the round. So now we have just Yorbo up 1 unit, and half of Martell army being just turned off from the game currently. And let's not forget, Gregor could only charge because he was moved from Horus Zone after intercept orders. Do we see charge from
even
Gregor?
Though Gregor charges he's really going for the kill here, and I think this might be one way he could lose the game.
That might be true. Do we see?
Because the unexpected exhaustion now and no hits,
Yeah. I mean, Royal Guard don't have their abilities because of Tywin, but Gregor was weakened.
No, Gregor becomes weakened because of the unexpected exhaustion.
Oh, right.
But in general, there's like no point to that because.
Yeah. Now there is small chance that you lose Gregor if Oberyn's attack goes extremely well.
Oh,
yes, indeed. Tywin popped to blank Royal Guard.
Taking a small take back here and allowing him to place Peter in the zones. Something you always forget about this game mode because you never play it because the game mode is bad.
You just hate it for no reason.
No,
yes, Strangler is also on the back. Yeah.
Subjugation. Subjugation while being engaged.
Gregor.
Intimidating presence. So
oh god.
He takes 5 wounds again because of Joffrey as well.
Yes. Yeah. Scatter says it might be a quick game, and it seems so. It's like, oh god. You're just getting massacred. I mean, you do have bags that Lannister probably don't want to take because of Strangler. But yeah, we talk about Strangler being put on bags, and we both thought it's a bit weird choice, especially when horses was so obvious play after Starfall Knights are destroyed. Yeah, I did say that usually this would be a tough matchup for Martells, but I didn't think that it would be this tough. Yeah, there is no Braun in Bowman. just naked bows. And at the moment he picked the zone, the Lannisters have suffered like 1 total wound, so I'm not sure what was the exact reasoning here. So yeah, now we have Oberyn activated without abilities, not being able to do any damage this round. Bowman out of range to anything, and Outriders being blocked by Palisade and his own Bowman.
Yeah, it's tough. Maybe you actually need to tank the your own sand diplomacy this round to get some wounds back
You
here.
probably do. In this situation, I think if you don't take any zone, you're gone. And also, sand diplomacy does affect the Bowman, right? Because it's after zone is blocked.
Yeah, but you can't, like, the bowman can't shoot. Right? Unless you activate them now and...
Yeah. That's the point, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to kill some unit to win. Even like a random flank shot in Gregor
Yeah.
goes a
With a
long way of
vulnerable
helping.
token, couldn't be half bad.
And with Elaria, you can put a panic token. Yeah. Obiskis points out that the lack of skirmishers on Martell's side makes this matchup really harder. And yeah, that is true. And this is also what I think we noticed with Larks on previous Robert game, that on single skirmishers are really tough to play into Targaryens. So like he has total of 1 skirmishers in his Martell list. While I think skirmishers are one of better Martell units now. So yeah, it's really interesting to not include more of them. It's like the list ask you to put more of them into it. Okay, but it seems like he's not even going for a flank shot on Gregor.
I think he's measuring it. But yeah, that's front, probably. This looks like the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do want to get this flank shot.
Yeah, with the flank you actually might kill him. Or at least kill him start of next round, right? With the swords.
Obiskis suggests that this might be a play to attack a Sparrow and then start with swords next round. Yeah, that might be the play. What's the arbor on?
Like my problem with that is actually if you take, no, I think it's fine actually. Yeah, fine play. But yeah, especially since Gregor has the unexpected disruption on him.
Yeah, that's true. And Aston points out that he doesn't like Starfall Knight. I mean, they are for sure not made to tank Gregor chargers from the front. Like, even if you stay alive, what do you do? You cannot fight Gregor while engaged. So, you really don't want your land cavalry to get caught in this way, I feel. Like, even if it's 5 charge. But on the other hand, I do was problem.
That was a bit much, yeah. Especially since no rewards and weaken token.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I were over here, I might even consider not charge blocking the Phaeton, just because I think it would be a mistake to charge them from Robert's point of view, right?
Yeah. I don't think you care that much.
Then again, your wins
Maybe.
That you want to prevent any possibility of getting unlucky and losing the game of that.
No. Maybe good position, so Outriders can, when Outriders charge Fade, when they have to like stay in High Sparrow phase, so you get easy charge from High Sparrow. Do we see what's that NC Elaria?
Yeah, Elaria in the zone. And I'm not sure I like this move, because I think you either need the wounds on the Royal Guard or like extra damage, because you're down that far, and now this is just blue end. nothing really changed, right?
Yeah, I mean, you still have Baelish unactivated, right?
No, Baelish is in the bottom left zone.
Oh, so you are not even shooting. So,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I think it's not you have to go for the shot. What's interesting though that with display, he prevented your bow from scoring top left quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still scoring less, but he's not scoring. He's scoring 2 instead of 3. But I think like this is nice for now, but you need to make some plays that puts you back into the game. And I don't think just preventing scoring helps you with that. So this might be another situation where some diplomacy comes around to bite Martell.
I mean, I feel like that's usually the case because, well, not usually the case. We're sitting here in the late rounds and saying, no, the sand diplomacy was bad, but it was only bad because the good part of sand diplomacy is over, right? You forced them to not open swords or bags, not open swords, I guess.
Yeah.
Which didn't matter in the end because you died to Tywin, but.
I mean, so with what we've seen, we started from Lannister, almost for sure dying to Tywin.
Yeah.
I'd much rather want to see both Tyler and diplomacy on the horses instead. So like this way, if you want to move after out over the you suffer a lot. And like when you're
I think you kind of need one thing on the swords because otherwise, Gregor will just lay the swords and you don't even have to use Tywin at that point, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, but the knights were on 4 wounds, so it's like you need panic test to kill them.
And true.
Then you look at all the paths in Martell. You might have counterplot for that, but it's like it depends on what you have at hand. If you have counterplot, you would feel more comfortable with that. But like if you don't have it, then I feel even more risky to try to get this one.
Yep. Superior position side diplomacy discard. Getting all of the useless cards out of the way. But we're still in a situation that's not great.
Yeah. So yeah, and we see Lannister going up 3-1. And yeah, I agree with this. Martell do need some risky plays to win from this position. Otherwise, this game will win for Lannister by itself.
Interesting. Swords block, not even with the Peter.
So not even with Valaria.
Yeah, but I think you really need more damage, right?
Yeah.
The swords aren't useful for
So ideally you just start with, I feel I would start with better on 2 horses to block Lannisters from moving, so that they still need to block your swords, and if they want to kill, they will lose and see you from strength later on. And what do we see?
Nothing on ground.
No one.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean that would be at least 2 wounds if you had a flank shot, and I don't think flank shot like your position to you are that far from flank shot here.
Yeah. But I feel like it's one of those games where like absolutely nothing works out for Robert here. It's
yeah. It has happened sometimes. Like the losing player just needs a tiny bit of lag and nothing will go away.
Yeah, and you once you start losing, you will try to chase your luck, right? You'll try making riskier plays, and then it's worse and worse when you keep getting unlucky.
So do we see Gregor just straight up charging Tywin? Not like Oberyn.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, he's got nothing to lose, right?
I mean, you are not kidding Oberyn with that. He still has shield buff.
Yeah, but what about... And if he has another subjugation or hear me roar or something?
Yeah.
And look at that.
That's... Okay. Only one moving through. But so now, Martell just takes bags, or you don't need to take bags. You just use better flat. You should be good. Or you can just another 4 wounds from the panic. No? On both? Yeah.
And it goes through.
Okay. Yeah, that helps.
No counterplot today.
Yeah. But you still have red cloaks on you. It's tough situation. The panic. This position.
Why? Horse.
Because
you're moving
horses...
the red cloaks anyways, right?
Yes.
And you might...
Another panic test?
And another fail with
5 wounds. Oh.
It's
God.
my
So
god.
this is one side of playing Lannisters. It's when your opponent fails everything. But
Now
there are those
watch him
games.
die to the subjugation.
There are those games as Lannisters where your opponent will just pass everything, and then you are sad because half of your deck doesn't work.
No?
Oh, no subjugation when you see him attacking into Gregor.
Oh, he's gambling for precision, but it wasn't meant to be.
No Sundering, so that's parasite.
Yeah.
Well, poisoning using Gregor.
I mean, I think this Oberyn unit is dead. Right, so might as well. But that's just sad.
It's really dire situation. Damn, I did not expect to see Red Cloaks punish Martell so badly. It's been a moment. Like you don't see Red Cloaks that often these days, I feel. And for sure not single Red Cloaks. Like usually people would just run 3 of them, I feel.
Oh hey, only failing for 2 wounds.
Oh, yeah, and we see Red Cloak charging into Oberyn as well.
Kind of risky. Like dealing 4 wounds isn't that likely unless you have a heal more.
I mean, Martells can still pass their 1 panic test. Maybe it will happen this game. God. Sunday Slaughter dies. Read well.
Yeah, see, only 1 wound.
I mean, don't worry, now he will
Yeah,
take panic test anyway.
I mean, hear me roars. And he's dead.
Well, that's a fail for 6 wounds, right?
Oh my god, that's silly. It's silly.
Yeah, so just remember, don't don't fail your panics against Lannisters. That's bad.
And now the search forth. Get another zap. Another 2 wounds.
I mean, I think this highlights the like how important the zone selection with Tyen is. You could avoid half of the stuff with blocking other zone, like because we see that Lannisters didn't really care about bugs, and they did care a lot about even like horses and crowns, because each of those zones is -3 panic test with -3 on one of those units when the Red Cloaks are in range. And yeah, I think we can agree that Preston wasn't really bad in this situation. Oh, okay, we see Gregor dying to Crown's Up. Not Crown's Up, Ragnar Vengeance.
But how?
Wasn't he on one?
He had 1 wound taken, right? Oh no, obviously the vulnerable tokens as well from Elaria and Letters, yeah.
Oh, right. But yeah, now it seems like it's too late for that. I don't think there is really much chance for Martells to win this one.
No. Can even be annoying and take his zone, right? Because this unit costs 7 and this unit costs 8 with the commander. That's more than the 2 Martell units. And then
Indeed.
you place
You can still...
Tywin in one of the zones. And then it's
So
7-2 after this round.
Indeed. Okay, we see ball shooting. I'm not sure into which unit though.
In the High Sparrow unit, I think. Because that's the unit you can trap with the Outriders as well.
And yeah, kill back those wolves.
Like, the Outriders don't actually do a lot against the good close. It's like... the laws of the realm. -1 rank.
Oh yeah.
When you're hitting 7 and then 4 attack dice. Not great. So...
Yeah. And even if you do that charge, you will be then just charged by Flightman, right?
yeah.
Because you have
now
less
seems
activations.
perfectly fine to just destroy the palisade. Going for the wipe, but I don't think there's not enough time left in the game to go for the wipe.
I mean, with
you
those
will
panic
lose
tests,
on-
I think you might as well. And Cersei going there as well. Oh god.
I mean,
That's
this is
basically style
pointless.
points at this moment.
So 7-2 after this round.
Yeah. You can see, Lannister spinning the Martells. That's true. Like, you can also feel them being outnumbered, like from every side, basically. So, but also, yeah, this game mode for sure helps the winning side.
Yeah, one of the reasons I hate it is there's no comeback mechanics, or
Yeah.
nothing in this game mode. Like, you can't trade units to gain victory points. You can't there's nothing to slow down the slaughter really once you start
Wait.
losing.
We do see
Yeah.
Robert asking for voice, so I assume they might be over.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So I assume we get resign. Yerbo, I think you need to ask to.
You can also invite him.
Yeah. Oh, that's why, because that's why we usually just skip the banners and butchery. Yeah. Okay, so we're all there, I think. Well, that was really quick game.
Was one of those games.
Yeah. The game mode for sure doesn't help.
I mean, it
just
happens. Like, Yorbo played it really well, and these games just sometimes they happen. It's one of those games where I guess, apart from like spending the weekend token on the Gregor charge, the frustrating thing is like I don't really see what I did wrong per se. But maybe I missed something right now as well.
Yeah, I think what we obviously you got very unlucky there. Like you pretty much you failed every panic test. This Gregor charge hitting on a 5, dealing 8 wounds, and I think after that the game is basically
pretty
lost.
over. Yeah.
And there's nothing you can really do realistically to recover. But we were wondering why you used your knights for the cunning ploy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I probably shouldn't have. But then I got the way around and done it with the Outriders. Kind of like the idea of threatening the Outriders moving around the palisade. And I felt like the knights were far enough back. I just wanted to have them in a counter-charge position, but like that's probably the biggest mistake on my part is actually I should just deploy them way further back because they can always get to where they need to be.
Yeah.
And they just shouldn't be in charge right here. That's definitely a mistake on my part.
Yeah, and like the charge from Gregor is also really like it's hard to see it coming because he was moved in first place from intercept orders, and then it was like, what, 5 upcharge?
Yeah.
The positioning was still really good for Yorbo because he can just take it for free, and Oberyn will not see him, no matter what he rolls.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought when I did the charge.
Not a lot of risk involved on Lannister side.
Yeah.
It's one of those charges where your opponent never thinks about it because you don't really think about high range charges unless the opponent has an auto sick mechanic, right? And then when you realize you can actually charge without, like, what's the worst that could happen? You're failing the panic test. I guess.
Yeah. But you got to do it for free. That's true.
Yeah, but like if it's the 8 wounds is really bad for you, but even if you like take 1 wound or take 0 wounds, it's still not a great position for you to be because like Oberyn can see Knights cannot really do damage to Gregor, so it's like you're just stuck there. In best case for you if you make this charge.
Yeah.
We're also wondering why did you choose to Strangler at backs instead of like horses or swords seem like the most of his idea in this position? Because like after those 8 wounds, you can kind of feel that the Knights will be gone just to time in.
Yeah. I like strangling backs and the Lannister matchup. It's what I bring Tiny for. Because I feel it's a matchup that can be really swingy. Due to panic, as I just with this list doesn't have a lot of innate healing. I just like having backs open. Although into this list in particular, I guess you could argue that it's not the correct play. It definitely works better into double Tyrion with ReRun. Lannister really wants to have backs for extra shooting.
Yeah. And also, like we can see horses being open, being a bit for you because like he can still just move Preston with council. So like you can really block him after that. You block the horses, he moves with crowns, and the other way around.
Yeah, that definitely could also be a thing here to just poison the horses.
Yeah. But yeah, just after this opening with round 2, I think it's really hard for you to come back. Like you need some risky plays to go your way, and then you kept on failing all panicked.
Yeah.
So that for sure doesn't help. But yeah. Do we have any more questions?
I think we haven't talked about it all, right? We were before the game. We were discussing why not Tyrion? Why not Tyrion? But we didn't know that how good that game was. So I think we owe you an apology there.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that Tyrion has a very good matchup into this list. I mean, he has the double cav and the Star Bowman. And on top of that, he has the timing for the mags. So I don't think Tyrion beats this list like usually. And so my thinking was, I mean, I'm playing a bit of the casino here. If he does all his pan tests like this, I'm sitting pretty. If he passes a bunch, I kind of lose. But if I don't like this matchup with Tyrion personally. I think another like underrated aspect, at least with the High Sparrow, is the unexpected exhaustion in this matchup is really annoying for Lannisters, especially if he uses Tyene on the bags, because I'm never removing that vulnerable. High Sparrow's card on activation can remove a condition, so I can actually get the vulnerable off, which is usually, that card really sucks when you're playing Lannisters.
Yeah,
that's
I haven't thought about that before, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also a real point with double cap. You don't really like to play into that last list with Tyrion. So, yeah. And it can work pretty well. So I might ask, what's the reason behind picking Sparrow specifically as your second list? Like, is that only a Martell matchup you're thinking about, or like what was the strategy with those two?
I mean, I think that Sparrow really lends himself to being kind of a grindy commander, which list is designed for. If I can get engaged on this list, stay engaged for a good bit, I'm like really tanky between healing hard from Sparrow and the fealties, which are a lot more consistent than in standard Lannisters because I'm doing panic checks at such high tests. I also just really like Sparrow. I played him a bit before the patch, when he got buffed, and I think he's still probably underrated after the buffs.
Yeah, that's fair. And I got to say, I think like when I first look at the list, some of your choices I would call unusual, but I got to admit both Preston in Red Cloaks and this list work. I don't think you see like unusual lists work in Song often. So yeah, that's really nice to see, and to see it being so well pivoted.
Thank you.
So yeah.
I guess one thing, looking ahead at your next game, we'll have a rematch. What are your thoughts about that matchup?
I mean, we talked about it last time. It's going to be a hard matchup for me, but I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, it'll go better than me last game. I definitely won't be just marching in straight forward like last time.
All right.
This time we will be getting this on camera, just in case, so yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
better not do some random marches. But yeah, also congratulations for reaching top 3, because yeah, now we're all there. So yeah, congrats for making it so far, and also to you, Robert, for making it this far. This was a really entertaining game to see, that for sure. And yeah, so yeah, this will be interesting game to see another Lannisters into Targaryen, which is also not really great. It's not really great pairing for you, but anything can happen.
Yep.
Yeah, Leon, anything from you more?
No. I'm just looking forward to next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
me too.
Unless you guys have anything more to share about the game or like any insights in general, we would once again thank you for having us and having this chat, and we can probably call it there.
All right. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, and see
Thanks,
you
man.
next time. Bye.
Come for the hits and stay for the crits.